Are you looking to help out a great cause and play an awesome homebrew adventure?
Today we're going to be looking at the charity adventure, Wisdom Under Fire.
Welcome to the Homebrew Crew. I'm Tony, this is Sean, and today we are going over a very special release on the DM's Guild, Wisdom Under Fire.
Yeah, so this is a special release because not only does it kind of feature, a lot of different artists, it's Brittney Hay plus 30 other contributors, but it features an adventure. You get a race, you get monsters, items, all sorts of things, but it's also for a special cause.
That's right. See, all the proceeds from this go to a relief effort in Australia for the wildfires that are there, and that is Wildlife Victoria.
Yeah. And it's important to note that even though we don't hear as much news right now about the Australian wildfires, it's important to know that the damage has been done and there's a lot of work that still has to be done even at this moment.
That's right. If you really think about it and understand it, 1 billion animals lost their lives in this, and that's not counting any plant life or vegetation that was there.
Yes, we're talking 17.9 million acres have basically been burned or damaged because of the fires, and that's kind of about the same size as West Virginia.
That's right. Country roads take me home.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate.
It is, and we have to take a look at the severity of it. So the good thing is that in our D&D community, there are so many people that want to push forward a worthwhile cause, and they threw this thing together, and it is not just I put together a race and put it online. Yeah. This is a huge thing.
Yeah, it's really neat because there's a lot of references to Australian wildlife and culture, and there's even this kind of like flair about like saving creatures in a fire and things like that. And overall, it's just like a nice wholesome package that you're going to get here, and you get a lot of great stuff for that $14.95 price tag.
Absolutely. There's and we were talking about how the adventure was made in this. The adventure itself is set up that you can actually take it apart piece by piece.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Have players play it kind of a la carte kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're going to have different locations in the map that you have access to, but the different encounters that you can have can be random. You can set them up. You can have them to be a lot shorter if you're trying to do like a one shot, or if you're trying to do a whole campaign, and have something longer, you can do all the challenges. There's a lot of different ways that you can play it out.
Yeah, there's an entire section in the back of this that goes over all the plant life down under there. It's really cool. Each of the monsters in this are based off of animals.
Some of them real, some of them remixed to be a little more D&D like.
That dire koala.
Yeah, and you'll know the picture when you see it. Yeah, exactly.
It is really cool. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to actually go into the race that's in here. We don't want to, put everything out there. We would like you guys to take a look and see if this is something you'd want to help support. But this is definitely really cool. And the race is the wombats.
Yeah, and you are going to run into wombats in the campaign itself. They're going to be a very integral part of the story, but you can also play as one.
All right, let's take a look at the wombat race that's in there.
Yes, so the wombat race is pretty important because you're going to actually run into these people when you're playing the campaign itself, but they do give you the option to actually play as one. There's even a variant where you can all be a wombat too.
And they're adorable.
They are cute.
We should show them off. Here they are. Look at that. How adorable is that?
Yeah, they're very cute, but they're also very useful. So the wombat race is pretty neat. When it comes to statistics, you're going to be looking at a +2 to wisdom and +1 to constitution.
Yep, because they are wise and sturdy.
Yes, they're going to be considered small size. They do need it to kind of get into those little burrowing tunnels. But speaking of burrowing,
they get a walk speed and a burrow speed of 25 feet.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty cool. They also get dark vision because it's hard to see in the tunnels without a flashlight or one of those candles or a lantern, that kind of thing. But they do also get some really awesome features, and each one of the features is based off of a real life thing about wombats.
Yes, exactly. And it's important to know because we always talk about like doing your research and doing lore when you're kind of creating a race. This is a very good example of it.
Absolutely. So let's get into those. The first one is Home in the Wild. And this is basically because they can actually burrow and, eat tubers and things under the ground, even if there's fire and, vegetation is gone. So they're pretty good at survival.
Yeah, so that is essentially why they actually get proficiency in the survival skill. Kind of makes sense, both lore-wise, and it's a good mechanical thing too.
Yeah. And I don't think a lot of races get survival skill right off the bat.
Not a whole lot, yeah. So it's actually pretty neat for them.
So the next one is Shepherd of the Small. Wombats have been known to take care of people or take care of other animals and other things. They find refuge down there. So you've got advantage on charisma checks to communicate with burrowing beasts that you might find underground, and you're able to communicate small ideas. It's kind of like, the Triton being able to talk to fish.
Yeah. So you're not going to be conveying anything too complex, but you can kind of get like little things out there. And I kind of like this feature because it's not going to really come up super often, and it's not going to be something that you can use all the time.
Right.
But when the situation comes up, it's actually kind of useful depending on like the environment that you're in. And of course, your DM might be able to be reasonable with you. But it's kind of a neat little feature, very specific to this Wombat race as well. So it's very special for them too.
Yeah, totally. The next one we've got is Bite My Furry Wombat Behind. Little known to most people, wombats have a lot of cartilage in their rear ends there, which allows them to burrow into the ground. And if a predator's trying to snap at them like that, they just get a thing of rock hard buns.
Yeah, exactly. So because of that, the Wombat actually gets a +1 bonus to AC. And if I'm not mistaken, this actually applies even if you're wearing armor and stuff too, right?
Oh, sure. That butt is exposed the entire time.
Right, like you'll have all the plate armor and then except that area. But yeah, again, nice little feature. It kind of makes them a little bit more sturdier, especially with the +1 to con. And it doesn't really break anything. +1 to AC is not going to kill anyone. So, nothing too crazy.
It is really cool. Now, the last one is very similar to another race that we know out there, but also really, really cool when you hear what it's about with wombats.
Yeah.
And that is natural sprinters. So, little known on this, they're usually pretty small and lumbering like that, but wombats themselves can reach up to 25 miles an hour and for a distance of about 500 feet, which makes them about as fast as a horse.
Which is kind of scary when you see this tiny creature going
just
like straight at you.
Coming at you like that. Or running away. I don't know. They're not necessarily predatory.
Exactly.
But, at the same time, this is a lot like the tabaxi.
Yes, the tabaxi gets something similar to this. So they essentially, for like that turn, they can double their movement. This is kind of the same thing, basically. Yeah. So you have that 25 base speed of movement. You can use that feature to double it for the rest of that turn. So you can actually go a full 50 if you need to. And then obviously you just can't use it until you stop moving, kind of like a tabaxi.
Right. You get winded. Anybody gets winded.
Yeah, that's
right?
a lot of running.
But this is a great supplement. Once again, there's so much stuff in it. You get maps in there, like fully printable maps, not just ones in a PDF kind of thing. You get monsters, you get vegetation, you get quests that you can run over like 30 times and never have the same exact adventure in there. And again, every single penny of the money that comes from this goes to the Wildlife Victoria Fund to help out these animals and these plants in Australia.
Yeah, exactly. So even if you're just interested in the race or some of the items or something in here, definitely consider checking this out. Pick up a copy. It does go for a good cause and even spreading awareness too. So it's important to know that we're all aware of what's going on. And if we can help as much as we can, considering we are about 9,500 miles away from Australia, anything that we can do to help is going to, go pretty far.
Absolutely. Now, again, that is Wisdom Under Fire. You can find it on DM's Guild. We will put a link in the description below. Definitely just click the link and follow your way on there. See if you want to purchase it or what have you. One thing I would say, share this video as much as you can. Normally, this is where we sit here and talk about subscribing and liking and what have you.
But you can still do, of course.
Of course. We won't stop you from that. But we would like you to very much share this video, put it on Facebook, YouTube, see what we can do as a community to help out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And remember, the best campaigns are always the ones that are homebrewed. So until next time,
keep brewing.